So it's time to replace my Denttach. As you can see, it's starting to lift up. I went ahead and soaked it in some hot water, not boiling water, just some hot water, and let's go ahead and remove it. So it's pretty easy to remove. You just use your tweezers and lift up, and as long as you warmed it up long enough, it will pull out. And if you have a little bit trouble, just keep pulling up and back, and it'll start to lift up. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this. It's out. The next thing I'm going to do is clean my denture, and I'm going to use my denture cleaner and get it clean. Now you're going to want to make sure that you dry your denture completely dry. Now brush your mouth. I have my Denttach 7 already in hot water, so let's go ahead and get it out. Now you want to make sure that you dry it up completely. Your Denttach needs to be dry, your hands need to be dry, fully dry. My denture is fully dry, so I'm going to go ahead and open it, squeeze some out, and put it on. So you want to open the top. You'll see it starts to ooze out a little bit. And I'm going to use whatever I have left inside this Denttach, so let's go ahead and get a big glob out. Okay, so now we got our glob. We'll go ahead and take it out. I don't need to close the top because it's pretty much done. And you'll want to make sure, like I said, make sure your hands are dry. Go ahead and play with it for a little bit. Stretch it out. It shouldn't be sticky on your hands or on your fingers, so you want to knead it just a little bit. And you're just going to go ahead and roll it into a ball. And make a worm. Now this worm is going to go into the rim of my denture. You want to take your little worm and put it right in the middle. It doesn't need to be pretty because it will mold no matter what. So you just stick it in there like that. You can either use your fingers or you can use a nail art tool to help push it. I'm going to use my fingers since I don't have nails today. It's a lot easier. I don't go all the way back because I don't want it to run into my throat and cause gagging. Now I'm going to take my other tube that I have. I'm using my leftovers now. And this is going to go on the trough. It's a little bit harder to get out when it's this close to the end. Okay, so now we have a nice glob again. We'll go ahead and take that. And I do have a little bit left over, so I'm going to close that top on there, because I like to use all my product and not waste any. Now you'll knead it again. Play with it. Now remember, your hands have to be fully dry, otherwise it's not going to cure. As you can see, it's not sticking to my hands anymore. So now I'm going to leave it in a ball. We're going to place it right on the trough here. Then I'm just going to go ahead and spread it out. Now remember, I am over a year into my immediate dentures, so I may use a lot more than others use. But that looks like a really good application there. So I'm going to go ahead and let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes before I put it into my mouth. That's going to go ahead and let that chemical burn kind of fade away. If you still feel like it burns, remove it and try again. But you definitely do not want to get that chemical burn that you will get when you immediately place it in your mouth. So you want to wait at least 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, now that it's been about 10 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and place it into my mouth, and I'm going to bite down and hold it in for a while. I'm going to dry the top of my mouth. you will start to feel them settle into your mouth the way they should be. So you want to bite down, not too hard, but your normal bite, just to make sure that they settle in the way that they should. You don't want your mouth to be, or your teeth to be hanging down too much or anything, so you want the overflow to come off. Now I have a huge space in between the top and my teeth, so I normally don't get too much overage here, but I do get a nice flange on the side. So yeah, you can see it working its magic now, and they are set in place. So now just wait 2 hours before you eat and drink, and they should be cured enough for you to do that. You want to wait 24 hours before you do an ultrasonic cleaner or a denture bath. So the first night, just a dry bath. Put them in your bath and let them sit overnight if you choose to take them out. If you choose not to take them out, you can go ahead and leave them in for 24 hours. Then you can go ahead and put them in your denture bath with your denture cleaner. That's the spillage of the Denttach. You can see it's still curing. Still has some dark spots in there. Normally it takes about anywhere between 2 to 24 hours. But you can see the nice overage that it's gave me. I'm gonna go ahead and trim some of it off. All you're gonna do is just lift it back a little bit, up until where you want to trim it. You don't want to trim it all off because that overage is going to help you with the suction. But you do want to trim off the part that's going into your teeth and any part on the back. I've already trimmed some of it off because I had to. I don't want to gag, so I'm going to trim off the rest. And that's the back. Okay, and that's one side. Every time you trim it, it feels a little weird inside because you can feel that overage kind of leaning over. So, but I don't want to go too far into it because I want that overage. So I'm just going to trim a little bit more right here. And they are good. Actually, one more little piece here. Okay. So now they look good. And they fit perfect.